Hello and welcome to my channel. This tutorial is designed especially for absolute beginners who want to learn how to crochet. I'll walk you through 5 basic stitches. Once you feel comfortable with them, you'll have the confidence to take on any crochet project using these stitches. After that, we'll move on to reading a written pattern that brings them all together. Since the goal is simply to get comfortable with the basic stitches, there's no need to stress about the type of yarn or the size of your hook. Just pick a yarn you like and a hook that feels good in your hand. There's no single right or wrong way to hold your hook. Hold it firmly enough so it doesn't slip, but not so tightly that it strains your wrist. The key is to stay relaxed and let your hand move comfortably. As for the yarn, this is how I like to hold it. But again, there's no right or wrong way. The important thing is to hold it so it glides smoothly through your fingers without slipping away. A crochet project always begins with a slip knot. Start by crossing the yarn to form a loop. Then pull a strand through that loop and tighten it gently. Insert your hook into the loop and adjust it so it glides easily. Then yarn over and pull through. You've just made your first chain. Continue by yarning over and pulling through each new loop, building your chain to whatever length you like. The symbol for a chain stitch looks like a small flat oval. Now that we have our foundation chain, let's learn the single crochet stitch. To begin, insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. The loop on your crochet hook does not count as a chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop through the chain. You should now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. That's your first single crochet complete. Let's go through it one more time. Insert your hook into the chain, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over again and pull through both loops on the hook. Continue repeating these steps all the way to the end of the chain. You have just made your first row of single crochet. To begin your second row and all the rows that follow, start by chaining 1. This is called the turning chain. It brings your work up to the right height for the next row of single crochet stitches. Now, where do you insert your hook? If you look closely at the top of a single crochet stitch, you'll see it forms a small V shape. This V is made up of two loops, the front loop closest to you and the back loop further away. For standard single crochet, you'll insert your hook under both loops of that V. This helps keep your stitches even and gives your fabric a neat, consistent look. Continue working the rest of the single crochet stitches in the same way, inserting your hook under both loops of the V each time. Don't pull the yarn too tightly. Keep your hand relaxed. Let the yarn flow just enough so the hook can slide through the loops with ease. After a few rows, this is what fabric made with single crochet stitches look like. The symbol for the single crochet stitch looks like a small cross or an X. The third stitch I'm going to introduce is the slip stitch. Although it's smaller than the single crochet, I've chosen to present it afterward so we have a slightly larger piece of crochet fabric to work with and can see the technique more clearly. Insert your hook as you would for a single crochet, yarn over, and pull the yarn through both the stitch and the loop on your hook in one motion. The slip stitch is most often used to join rounds, move across your work without adding height, create neat edges, or add a dense decorative texture. It's the shortest and flattest of all crochet stitches, formed by pulling the working yarn directly through the stitch and the loop on your hook. The symbol for the slip stitch is a dot. Moving on to the next stitch, we come to the half double crochet. To demonstrate it, I start with a foundation chain of any length. We'll work the first half double crochet in the third loop from the hook. The loop on your hook does not count as a chain. At this point, I recommend placing a marker in the second chain from the hook. You'll see why in a moment. Yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain from the hook, yarn over again and pull up a loop. You should now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over once more and pull through all 3 loops. That's your very first half double crochet. Let's go through it one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain and pull up a loop. Yarn over again and pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook. Continue in the same way until you reach the end of the row. When counting your total number of half double crochet stitches, remember to include the 2 chains you skipped at the beginning. These often count as your first half double crochet. For row 2 and all the rows that follow, chain 2 and turn your work. Place a marker in the second chain you made. Skip the first stitch below, then work your first half double crochet into the next stitch. Continue across the row in the same way. When you reach the end, work your last half double crochet into the chain where you placed the marker. Since the 2 chains we skipped at the beginning count as a stitch, it's important to crochet into it as well. It can be a bit tricky to spot, which is why placing a marker helps you easily find it and reminds you to work into it. And as always, remember to count your stitches at the end of each row to stay on track. Let's finish row 3 as well. Again, work the last half double crochet into the marked chain and count your stitches. This is what fabric worked in half double crochet stitches looks like. The symbol for half double crochet looks like a T. The next stitch in height is the double crochet. After making a foundation chain of your desired length, yarn over and insert your hook into the fourth chain from the hook. Remember, the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Yarn over and pull through the chain. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over once more and pull through the remaining 2 loops. You've just made a double crochet. Place a marker in the third chain from the hook to identify where to place the last double crochet of row 2. Continue working 1 double crochet into each chain all the way to the end. When counting the total number of double crochets in the first row, make sure to count the 3 chains that you skipped at the beginning of the foundation chain. For row 2 and all following rows, the standard way is to chain 3 to achieve the same height stitch as a double crochet. This is called a turning chain, and it counts as the first double crochet on the next row. Skip the first stitch, work a double crochet in the next stitch and all stitches to the end. Place marker in the third chain. Work your last double crochet into the top of the chain 3 you skipped at the beginning, right where you placed the marker. Once you get used to recognizing this stitch, you won't need to rely on a marker anymore. This is what fabric worked in double crochet stitches looks like. The symbol for a double crochet looks like a T with a diagonal slash across it. With practice and a bit of patience, you'll soon be able to work these stitches with ease. That brings us to the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore how to read a written pattern that uses all these stitches and follow it step by step. Thank you for watching, and until next time, be sure to check out my other videos for more tutorials. Bye!